Do you feel like every time you play against a hard carry like Spectre or AM that they always get out of control? Are you playing party queue and you need to control your friends, your 2K MMR loser friends? No, I'm kidding. I'm sure they're great. But control them so that you can actually shut down the carry. If so, let's talk about how OG makes RTC look like an absolute bot. But before I start this video, I actually do want to say that, all due respect to RTC, I think he got made fun of by Twitch chat quite a bit. There's a Dota WTF clip even on it, and his play this game was by no means good. He was not as bad as people may think. Your 2K MMR pubs are nowhere near these games. Unfortunately, I hate to be that guy, but the amount of pressure that he received this game was astronomical.
It's time to take control of your games by mastering the carry role. At GameLeap.com, we have hundreds of pro guides covering Position 1 heroes, as well as an entire course dedicated completely to the carry role. Stop losing in the late game, period. Hit the discount link in the description below to steal the secrets of pros and unlock your hidden potential, especially as a carry player.
The first thing I want to say is, I don't really get why EG picked AM this game. I understand that it is a good matchup against the Sand King. It's a good matchup against the Rubik. It's like mediocre against Jug. You can blink off and counterspell the Omni Slash, but it's not really even good against Invoker. Sure, it's an int hero that you can mana void, but at the same time, EMP and Cold Snap destroy your hero. So the first thing I want to talk about is how OG sets up their lanes, and it's going to be the main theme of this video, because I think what they do so well this game is creating a situation where RTZ has close to zero good options. He has options, right, just not good ones. And let's talk about it. So first off, if we look at the heroes of OG, RTZ cannot lane against the Enchantress. That's a big no-no. She's almost level 6, doesn't work. He can't really lane against Wex Invoker because he'll get his mana burnt, which puts him in kill potential, and you know, he'll just get harassed a ton, just kind of how that matchup goes. And he can't lane against a tri-lane, right? What is he supposed to do about this? Nothing, right? And if they bring supports here, maybe they could fire back, but AM provides very, very little to these early game skirmishes. And as a result, I think this is a genius play from OG, right? They're setting up the lanes for RTC. What does he actually do here? It's very, very awkward for him. And then, you know, they make this really nice gank and pick up a kill on him. So overall, that's a clean way to shut down an AM, right? They lead the Ench top, which is one of the benefits of Ench, and then they immediately, right after killing him, send the Invoker back mid to create that bad situation once again. And look, he's dead right now. What does he do, guys? Usually when you're dead, you can find the open lane. You can find a lane you can farm. As carry players, actually take that into consideration. When you're dead, look for the lane that's actually the safest to farm. But in this case, where does he go? Where does he go? And he doesn't know, right? So he blinks. This is smart, right? He doesn't TP you to a lane. He holds it. Very, very intelligent on his part. However, he's like, oh, this mid wave is pushing in. You can see it on the minimap. He sees it as well. And as a result, he TPs mid to get it. But unfortunately, he falls into kind of what I was talking about, where he TPs to a lane he can't really be in, right? Instantly gets his mana burnt, and now it's just a bad situation for him all around. Thompson's just right-clicking him to death, letting him get absolutely nothing. So, once again, just a really good situation by OG, putting RTZ in this really awkward spot. He TP'd mid. Where can he go now? He can't TP top, so maybe that was his mistake TPing, but he can't do anything. There's no lane to farm in. AM does not want to jungle. You don't want to jungle at this point in the game. It feels really bad. So finally here, he makes his way top, right? He just simply has to run there. And you'll notice OG knows he has no TP, right? They know that he committed it mid. And that's a big deal in these high MMR games, especially these pro games, right? And as a result, what do? Well, first off, he makes this good pull to kind of help himself out. But in the end, you'll notice that the Enchantress comes back up here. Once again, what can he do against an Enchantress? Very little. He tries his best, but unfortunately Seb gives it to him, you know, throws a couple spears at him, reducing his HP pool very quickly. Unfortunately, that's how Enchantress works. And right now, because he has no TP, in fact, I honestly don't know why I didn't buy one at the secret shop earlier, or the side shop earlier, but because he doesn't have a TP, he's stuck. Blinks on Seb, but that doesn't work. Unfortunately, Animage cannot kill an Enchantress, so I don't really even understand fully why he committed for that, and as a result, he has 200 HP. So finally, he gets back to the jungle. And now let's reconsider his options once again. Top is not an option, right? It's a Sand King Enchantress. Mid is okay here. However, they have the option to easily rotate in the Invoker, right? The Invoker actually is mid now. He was off the map, but Invoker is mid now. So mid's not an option, right? And bottom, Unfortunately, S4 is farming it, right? And maybe S4 shouldn't even be here. In fact, I feel like this tree throw max by S4 is potentially a grief to the AM because it really limits your ability to make kills happen. You can make pressure on the map, but kills not really. And as a result, we see the same setup once again. Look at the lanes. Guys, look at the lanes. Can't be bottom against Edge. Can't be top against Jug Sand King. Can't be mid against Rubic Invoker. So where does he go? Into the jungle. And what does an AM do in the jungle? He farms slowly. So OG shuts him down simply by playing the lanes correctly. They don't kill him. You don't need to kill him. They don't need to kill him. They shut him down by setting up the lanes properly. Hopefully that's really cool to you guys. And really the same situation keeps happening. They get this kill on Ana, which he's unable to get. But where does he go now? So you look at this situation and you're like, okay, he farms top. Yes, he'll farm top. That's good. He'll farm top. But then what next? Right? His only option then is to go back to the jungle, which is mediocre. It's very mediocre, right? That's just what it is. And you notice Ana TP's top and is like, get out of here, RTC. You're not allowed to be here. It almost makes me feel looking back at this game, EG's best option was maybe to make some coordinated gank around RTC to actually open up his area, which typically isn't what you do with carries. Usually with carries, you play the opposite side of the map and you pressure them out, but the problem is you can't play the opposite side of the map if you're EG because unfortunately they have the deer who throws spears. In fact, they try, but this is just... Oh, they killed her. Alright, still, he can't be there, though. And look, right, they kill the Enchantress, and hopefully you see the point. And at top, Invoker mid. What does he do? Obviously not farm the lane with the S4 Tiny in it. That's just not a good option. You're going to get your last hit stolen by Tiny. Especially if it's a pub. And therefore, once again, his net worth just stays low. Period. So this is definitely RTC's first mistake of the game. I think Jerax makes a really nice play here where he's like, oh god, the AM might get some farm. Better shut him down. And yes, that's good. So this already creates a bad situation for RTC. You can't fight a Sand King in Sandstorm, obviously. It just does not. And as a result, he probably should have just farmed the nearby camps or continued to cut waves. However, he decides to make this TP back, I think believing he could kill this Enchantress. But unfortunately, Enchantress actually was near full HP. And he makes this foolish blink in play, which gets him killed. So definitely a mistake on his part. I'm not going to cover him there. OG is, at this point, doing a really good job to shut him down. And once again, I know I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but see how quickly they swap this on OG? It's actually really beautiful. Ana is now all of a sudden top, which creates a bad situation for RTC because +1, Ana can kill him. Or at least just kick him out of the lane, even if they don't kill him. Jerax is bottom to kind of at least annoy him, which you definitely can annoy AM as the Sand King with Max Sandstorm. And then they were all mid, right? He obviously doesn't want to fight, so he can't be mid. So what's his best option? Is it to TP back to the fight? Probably not. However, that's what he went for, and it got punished. He's probably getting a bit impatient, to be honest, right? You have to understand, look how hard his game actually is. It really is this hard. It's this hard. And as a result, him making a bad play to TP in there, while I do think it's something a pro probably shouldn't do, I kind of get it. He's impatient and felt like maybe he could get a kill on the Enchantress, who's having a fairly good game. And at this point, RTC is starting to get some farm, but Ana once again runs him out of top. He's forced to go back to the jungle, and really, this is just the name of the game. He's hitting jungle creeps. And soon afterwards, he gets his Battle Fury around the 19 to 20 minute mark. It's very underwhelming, obviously. For a pro, it's pretty atrocious. And do I think it was his fault? I think it was more so a 50-50, or maybe an 80-20 of OG making beautiful plays. Honestly, amazing Dota. This is super hard to do where you constantly reshift your lanes to pressure out an AM who you don't even see. Hopefully you understand the complexity of that. They are pressuring someone without touching their hero and getting farmed because of it, right? It wasn't even wasting their time because often what happens is you chase an AM and you're like, oh, gotta kill him, gotta kill him, gotta kill him. And instead of killing him, he gets away, he TPs away from you, you waste your time, you get no net worth, he does, the game goes 40 minutes, and you lose. At this point, he's getting his Battle Fury, but once again, he's getting funneled in. Jerax is bottom, constantly keeping pressure on that side of the map. OG is not showing, he doesn't know if they're roshing. I believe at this point they figure out with the scan, but what can he do, right? They scan the pit, and that doesn't mean that Topson on the Invoker isn't Ghost Walk hunting him. There's no way for him to know, right? And as a result, he's kicked to bottom, but look who's bottom. It's Jerax, again. This is what you call split pressure at its finest. And it's why supports should farm, because farming as a support also means that you can pressure out underfarmed carries. And this is the point of the game where, Arteezy makes this TP to top play and gets kicked out of his lane, right? And what can you blame him? Even if he had an earlier battle for your timing, even if he got it at 16 to 17 minutes, which would have been good for this game, considering that he's playing against a OG lineup that counters AM in a lot of regards. Can he fight? Can he help? No chance. The outcome of the game would have been the same, and as a result, I really attribute this one to just strictly super amazing play from OG. Because honestly, I think his decision to buy a BKB here was actually quite smart. It was probably the only way they actually take a fight and come back into this absolutely atrocious game. So, in fact, him split pushing here is the right play, guys. If you're an Animage player or a PA player and you're TPing back to defend against a team that's 4K, 5K, 6K, 7K, 8K net worth up, you're making a mistake. Your way back into the game is to get your item timing, split up the map, get some farm, and hope your team defends, right? And this is the part where I hear in the comments, Speed, my team they always die high ground, and if I don't TP back, they all die. So what can I do? Brother, I'm sorry that your solo queue games are so bad that you somehow get the worst team possible every time that somehow manages to never defend high ground. Even though every time I watch a replay below, literally at any MMR, both of the teams throw high ground at some point in the majority of games. So I just don't see how that's the case. So yeah, he picks up bounties, he's doing his job, but OG is just deathballed at this point, and there's a reason why I feel like this Animage pick was just pretty trash. It really enables this. It's the reason why Jug can be good against Animage. You might be like, how can casters and the analysts say Juggernaut is good against AM when AM beat him in lane, and you can counterspell and blink away from Omni Slash? And the answer is this. The Juggernaut provides OG a way of placing down a healing ward and sustaining, the high ground push that is often very, very difficult and gets your team killed. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned a ton about map pressure and shutting down carries this game. Here's the part where he gets lifted and gets a pretty good Mana Void, but hopefully you see the point. It really makes me cringe when I see the Twitch chat just lulling, and maybe it's a joke, maybe it's for fun, maybe it's just to make people feel better because they're not nearly as good as these players. However, hopefully you can understand that you can learn from these games. You can learn from them, and you can see Arteezy's perspective and be like, wow, this game was brutal. It was brutal. So instead of lulling, instead of saying that Arteezy is going to retire from Tier 1 Dota and become a farmer, maybe watch a replay. Love you guys. See you in the next video.
Tired of being sandbagged by your team? At GameLeap.com, we have pro guides covering some of the best heroes in the game to solo carry your ranked games, as well as, of course, specifically covering the carry role. Hit the link on screen right now to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount and start your journey today.